Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste. Welcome to session 53 of the Sundarakandam learning series. We are right in the middle of Sarga 15. What has happened so far? Hanuman has finally reached his goal in the Ashokavana under the Shimshapa Vriksha. When he is on the Shimshapa Vriksha, he sees Sita Mata. He sees a lady looking frail, sad, miserable, looking like as if she belongs to a great family, but very out of place in Ravana's pleasure garden. He is not very sure. He thinks it is Sita Mata. Tarkayamasa Siteti came earlier. See, he thought, he concluded that it is Sita based on various factors. But he's still not very sure because he's made a mistake earlier with Mandodari, right? So he doesn't want to make the same mistake again. So he continues to ruminate further. That's what we're learning here. रामोपरोधव्यथितां रामोपरोधव्यथितां रक्षोहरणकर्षितां रक्षोहरणकर्षिताम् आबलां मृगशावाक्षीम् आबलां मृगशावाक्षीं वीक्षमाणांस्ततस्ततः वीक्षमाणांस्ततस्ततः रामोपरोधव्यथितां रक्षोहरणकर्षिताम् रामोपरोधव्यथितां रक्षोहरणकर्षिताम् आबलां मृगशावाक्षीं वीक्षमाणांस्ततस्ततः आबलां मृगशावाक्षीं वीक्षमाणांस्ततस्ततः. Together. रामोपरोधव्यथितां रक्षोहरणकर्षिताम् आबलां मृगशावाक्षीं वीक्षमाणान्ततस्ततः. So here, Ramoparodha Vyathitam. Okay, Vyatitaha means one who is pained. Uparodha means obstruction. Okay, Uparodhanam means an obstruction. Obstruction for what? To meet Rama, to attain Rama. Pained on account of being prevented from being united with Rama. Okay, one who was so, who is that Sita Mata? Rakshoharana Karshitam. Karshita means one who is emaciated. Why is she emaciated? Because of Harana or abduction. By whom? The Rakshaha, that is Rakshas or Rakshasa Ravana. One who is emaciated on account of being kidnapped by Ravana. Who is she? Abala. Abala means one who is very powerless, one who is a gentle lady. Mrigashavakshi, one who is a doe-eyed lady. Tataha tataha vikshamanam, one who was looking here and there. She was very beautiful with doe-like eyes. Darting here and there, she appeared even more gentle, like a gentle deer. Okay, vikshamana abalam dadarsha. We have to add the verb dadarsha. Kaha dadarsha? Hanuman dadarsha. So Hanuman saw Sita Mata with her eyes darting here and there, pained on account of separation from Rama, emaciated on account of being abducted by the Rakshasa king Ravana. We can change the slide. Video is hanging. Am I perfectly audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rupa ji just change the slide.
But your video is hanging.
Everyone's video is hanging for me also. Rupa
I
ji,
have
possible
already-
change the slide.
I have
You've already done.
seen-
I am not able to see. Aha, I
Yes.
am not able to see. Okay. Okay, I'll chant the next shloka since everyone can see. Bashpambu paripurnena Bashpambu paripurnena Krishna vakrakshi pakshmana Krishna vakrakshi pakshmana वदनेनाप्रसन्नेन वदनेनाप्रसन्नेन निश्वसन्तीं पुनः पुनः निश्वसन्तीं पुनः पुनः बाष्पाम्बुपरिपूर्णेन कृष्णवक्राक्षिपक्ष्मणा बाष्पाम्बुपरिपूर्णेन कृष्णवक्राक्षिपक्ष्मणा वदनेनाप्रसन्नेन निश्वसन्तीं पुनः पुनः वदनेनाप्रसन्नेन निश्वसन्तीं पुनः पुनः together बाष्पाम्बुपरिपूर्णेन कृष्णवक्राक्षिपक्ष्मणा वदनेनाप्रसन्नेन निश्वसन्तीं पुनः पुनः. Here also Tadasha, he saw. Who saw? Hanuman saw. This is the verb. What did he see? Bashpambu paripurnena Krishna vakrakshi pakshmana aprasannena vadanena punah punaha nishvasantim dadarsha. Nishvasantim dadarsha, one who was sighing. Punaha punaha nishvasantim. She was sighing repeatedly. Her eyes were darting here and there and she was sighing repeatedly. How was she sighing? Bashpambu paripurnena. Paripurna, complete. Ambu, water. Here, tears. Bashpa, tears. So, Bashpa Ambu Paripurnena, filled with tears. Krishna Vakra Akshi Pakshmana. Okay, Krishna, dark. Vakra, curved. Akshi Pakshma refers to eyelashes. With eyelashes which were dark and curved, that were bedewed with Sita Mata's tears. Aprasannena vadanena, with a very, very sad face. Punaha, punaha nishvasanti. So Sita Mata was looking here and there. She was crying. Fits of tears were engulfing her. Her face was filled with tears. Her eyelashes were bedewed with her tears. And punaha, punaha nishvasanti. She was sighing repeatedly. It was like every time, constantly, she would think of Rama and she would be crying. Yeah. The next slide, Rupaji. Malapangkadharam Deenam Malapangkadharam Deenam Mandanarham Manditam Mandanarham Mandanarham Manditam Prabham Prabham Nakshatra Rajasya प्रभां नक्षत्रराजस्य कालमेघैरिवावृतां मलपङ्कधरां दीनां मण्डनार्हाममण्डितां मलपङ्कधरां दीनां मण्डनार्हाममण्डितां प्रभां नक्षत्रराजस्य कालमेघैरिवावृतां प्रभां नक्षत्रराजस्य कालमेघैरिवावृतां together मलपङ्कधरां दीनां मण्डनार्हाममण्डितां प्रभां नक्षत्रराजस्य कालमेघैरिवावृताम्. Okay, so Dadarsha, we have to add as a verb. Hanuman Dadarsha. What did he see? Malapankadharam Deenam. Malapanka. Mala refers to dirt. Panka refers to mud. Malapankadhara. One who is covered in dirt and mud. Deena, looking wretched in appearance, not having bathed for many months, she was covered in dust. Mandanarha. Mandanarham. The word is Mandanarha. Mandana refers to ornamentation. Arha refers to one who is fit for royal ornamentation. But how was she? Amandita. She was without any ornamentation. So, Mandanarham Amanditam. Prabham, the effulgence of Nakshatra Rajasya, the effulgence of the moon. The moon is referred as Nakshatra Raja. The king of the stars is the moon. So, one with the effulgence of the moon. But her effulgence was covered, Avritam. It was covered with what? Kalamegaihi. As if her effulgence was covered, as if the moon is covered by Kalamegha, the dark clouds. Okay, like that, she appeared to be dimmed in her effulgence because of the dirt and mud that was coating her form. I hope the meaning is clear. The word Iva indicates an upama or a comparison between the moon and Sita Mata. Okay, so we go to the next shloka. Tasya sandidihe buddhi, tasya sandidihe buddhir muhussitam niriksyatu, muhussitam niriksyatu. Amnaya nama yogena, amnaya nama yogena, vidyam prashithilamiva, vidyam prashithilamiva, tasya sandidihe buddhir muhussitam niriksyatu, tasya sandidihe buddhir muhussitam niriksyatu. Amnaya nama yogena vidyam prashithilamiva, amnaya nama yogena vidyam prashithilamiva. So here, sandidihe. Oh, together we'll chat it once. Tasya sandidihe buddhir muhussitam niriksyatu, amnaya nama yogena vidyam prashithilamiva. If my audio video is hanging, please let me know. I'll try to see if I can do something. So the verb here is sandidihe. He doubted. So here he is not sure that it is Sita. He doubted. Could it be Sita Mata? Okay. How does he describe her? Amnayanam ayogena prashithilam vidyam iva. She appeared like, again, this is an abstract personification. She appeared like Vidya, like knowledge. Knowledge of what? Amnayanam Vidya. Amnaya. We have seen this pada in Saundara Lahari class also recently. Do people remember what does the word Amnaya mean? Amnayanam, therefore, of the what? We saw no Dakshina Amnaya, Uttara Amnaya. Not just the directions. Amnaya refers to the Vedas. Okay, so like the knowledge of the Vedas, okay, ayogena, that which has not been used, prashithilam, that which has slackened or been lost due to lack of use. For example, we know there are many recensions of the Vedas. Okay, all the recensions of the Vedas are no longer available to us. Those recensions are called shakhas, right? All of them are no longer available to us. Some due to complete lack of use, due to lack of people to teach and learn, have dissipated over time. So like that, like Vidya, which has been slackened due to lack of use. Like Vidya, what kind of Vidya? Vedic knowledge. Okay. Like that, Sita Mata is compared. Sitam Nirikshya, having seen Sita. Tasya buddhistu muhuhu santidihe. Okay. Again, his intellect, muhuhu santidihe. He doubted again and again. Okay, so knowledge, just like knowledge requires constant study to remember, he has never seen Sita Mata before. Now he doesn't know who she is. So again and again he thought, who is she? Who is she? Could she be Sita Mata? That is why it says Muhuhu Sandirihe. He thought again and again. Okay. Then here the Tilaka commentator, Artiji, 1 second, I'll finish explaining, then I'll allow you to ask. Tilaka commentator explains the reason for why so much of doubt in the mind of Hanuman. He says, Pratyabhikya badhakatva badhakat karshya Pratyabhikya badhaka karshya tirohita rupatvat sandehaha. Tirohita rupaha means what? Her form was concealed. By what? By the dirt on her form and by the fact that she looked very emaciated. So these were factors that prevented Hanuman from thinking that she could be Sita Mata, from identifying her as Sita Mata. That is the meaning of this phrase as to why did he doubt. Okay. Aartiji, why is your hand raised?
Ma'am, could you explain that metaphor of comparison, ma'am, between how Sita is looking and the Vedas being lost? Ma'am, I did not get it.
No. See, Sita looks like lost knowledge. Earlier also we saw, no, Sita Mata looks like various things. Remember, like faith that is lost, hope that is lost. All these came in the earlier shlokas. Here also, due to lack of use, see, she is a queen. Unused to her usual queenly alankara, lepana, usual queenly sanskaras, she appeared like a forlorn young woman, okay, destitute, helpless looking. These were not the signs of somebody whom he expected to look regal and like a queen. So like how the greatest of knowledge is lost due to lack of practice, she appeared like someone who did not look like her usual self due to being imprisoned in the Ashokavan. Is it clear? Because everyone's video is freezing for me, I'm not sure if people are following me. Aartiji, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. I got it.
Great. Okay. So Amnaya refers to the Vedas. So like the Vedic knowledge that is lost, she appeared like lost knowledge. So again and again, he applied his mind to think, could she be Sita Mata? And what was making him think again, question again and again? The fact that her Rupa did not tally with what his imagination led him to believe her appearance would be like. Okay. Rupa ji, just move forward. I'll chant the next one. Dukkhena bubudhe Sitam. Dukkhena bubudhe Sitam. Hanumananalankritam. Hanumananalankritam. Sanskarena yatha hinam. Sanskarena yatha hinam. Vachamarthantaram gatam. Vachamarthantaram gata. Dukkhena bubudhe Sitam. Hanumananalankritam. Dukkhena bubudhe Sitam. Hanumananalankritam. Sanskarena yatha hinam. Vachamarthantaram gatam. Sanskarena yatha hinam. Vachamarthantaram gatam. Together. Dukkhena bubudhe Sitam. Hanumananalankritam. Sanskarena yatha hinam. Vachamarthantaram gatam. Here also, Sanskarena yatha hinam. Pashyakara. So, Sanskarena hinam, one who is not, by virtue of not having the sanskaras of being a queen, no bath, no anulepana, no alankara, no costly ornaments, no rich robes. So, Sanskarena hina. A queen's sanskara is to appear regal and majestic. But she was sanskarena hina, destitute in appearance, filled with dirt and mud and looking sad. Okay, so sanskarena hina. That is one meaning of sanskarena hina. This sanskarena hina can be applied to Sita. It can also be applied to one more thing. We will just see. So Hanuman Analankritam. Hanuman is the Kartripadam. Okay, Hanuman. Bubudhe is the verb. Bubudhe means Bubudhe. He recognized or he understood. Okay. Dukkhena Bubudhe. How did he understand? With great difficulty. Okay, because it was not apparent from her appearance that she was indeed Sita Mata. She looked like any other frail lady who could have been captured by Ravana and flung in the gardens. No ornaments, no rich robes, no sanskara, no nothing. She looks very, very different from how he imagines Rama's wife to be. So, sanskarena hinam, Sitam, dukkhena bubudhe. He understood her, recognized her with great difficulty. Okay. Hanuman, Analankritam, one who was unadorned. Sanskarena hinam, without all these rituals, of being a queen, with all the accoutrements of being a queen. Arthantaram gatam vacham yatha. Like arthantara gata vacha means vacha refers to speech, word. Arthantara gatam means that which has taken on a new meaning. Okay, there are many words which Shakespeare would have used. The meaning of those words, if you use the same words today, will be very different. Okay, why? It is arthantaragata vacha. Nobody uses them anymore. Suddenly, if you use that word, people won't know what it means. They may even give a new meaning to that word. So, arthantaragatam vacham. Words which due to lack of usage acquire a different meaning over time. Like that. The same samskarena hinam can be applied, I told na, to Sita. It can also be applied to the word which is not used. What is the sanskara for a word? Sanskara for a word is grammar rules and sahitya. The alankara, the way it is presented. Okay, the beauty of the word usage is called sahitya usage. Okay, and vyakarana refers to the grammar. So grammatic usage and the poetic usage. Both the usages being lacking, the word comes to acquire a new meaning over time. So, like that, samskarena hinam vacham arthantaragatam vacham iva. Sitam, kidrisha sitam, analankritam sanskarena hinam sitam, dukkhena bubudhe. Like that, we should do the anvaya. I hope it is clear. The video is really troubling me today and I'm not able to see nodding heads. Because I can't see nodding heads, I'm not sure if I was clear. If you want me to repeat it, I'll repeat it. Clear, huh? If you have a doubt, please ask.
Ma'am, are these all the examples are given by Hanuman is thinking in his mind, ma'am, after seeing Sita?
These are not examples. These are, okay, let me explain. This whole thing about lost hope, lost or unused vidya, words acquiring new meanings, these are all Valmiki's poetic genius. Okay, he has tried to encapsulate what is going on in Hanuman's mind. Hanuman is a Chaturdasha Vidya Jnani. He's a Ashtasiddhi one. He knows more than what others know, what others can perceive. So, he is thinking like this. And what he is thinking, Valmiki has divined through his divine sight and he is saying. So, clear, Rajaji?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are not comparisons. He is thinking like this. See, you and I, if you look at Sita Mata looking sad, miserable, we will in our limited English vocabulary use the words depressed, sad, miserable, horrible looking, emaciated, miserable. What else will we say? Poor, timid. These are the words we use. But what are the words Hanuman is using? Hanuman is using words like lost vidya. Okay. Then lost hope. Like unused vidya, lost hope. Sanskarena hiram vachamiva, like words used without proper grammar, proper alankara, proper literary devices. So that way Hanuman thinks. His thinking is different at a different level from us. So Valmiki Maharishi beautifully brings it out. I hope it's clear. Okay, Radhaji, your hand was raised.
The whole thing, you can look it in another perspective because see, reading this for long, many years, no, I'm just telling what comes to my mind. See, who is Sita Mata? She's Mahalakshmi. Okay. So,
correct.
and for Hanuman, first time when he sees Rama also, see the meeting of Rama and Hanuman, so sacred. One person
Correct,
praises the
correct.
other. Okay.
Correct,
So
correct.
if you see from that angle, Sita Mata is Mahalakshmi, and Mahalakshmi state. Why, like how I look at it is, even us for little difficulty and things, crying, gone. So her state, that what to say, that Mahalakshmi state in this state of affairs. So she is
Correct.
Vidya, she is Selvam, she is everything.
And she is looking as if she is lost, as if she is miserable. Correct.
So
Geeta,
more and
correct,
more
very true.
from this chapter to that, until she feels comfortable to talk with Hanuman, these 10 chapters are really is really like, when you start, they say when you listen to Ramayanam and all, it will transform all of us to, you feel as though, you'll feel sorry, you will feel as though lost, and you will cry, and you will, that emotion will happen within. So from that point of view, even for knowledge, see, she is everything. As we see Soundarya Lagri, so the same thing you put here. She is everything. She is what? She is Prakriti. So that Prakriti is in what state? So
True.
in that way, if you see, all this will make sense. It is
True.
just not, yes, it is human form, but it is just not a human form.
True. Very
So
true. Thank you,
that's
Radha.
what
It's a wonderful
I'm also-
insight. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, we'll move forward. Any other hand was raised? Nothing, no? Okay, yeah, we'll move forward. Tam samikshya vishalakshim, tam samikshya vishalakshim, Rajaputri maninditam, Rajaputri maninditam, Tarkayamasa siteti, Tarkayamasa siteti, कारणैरुपपादिभिः तां समीक्ष्य विशालाक्षीं राजपुत्रीमनिन्दितां तां समीक्ष्य विशालाक्षीं राजपुत्रीमनिन्दितां तर्कयामास सीतेति कारणैरुपपादिभिः तर्कयामास सीतेति कारणैरुपपादिभिः together तां समीक्ष्य विशालाक्षीं राजपुत्रीमनिन्दितां तर्कयामास सीतेति कारणैरुपपादिभिः. Okay, tarkayamasa, he inferred. Last shloka we saw bubudhe, he realized. He is still, after realization also, he is dwelling on that topic only. Is she Sita Mata? Let me make it very clear in my mind that it is indeed her. So now he is trying to use his analytical thinking. It is like the first level was complete doubt. Okay, till he reached some understanding. That is why bubudhe. After that some understanding was reached, what do? We tell our children, after you finish the maths problem, double check it by solving it in another way. Cross-check your answer. This is exactly what he is doing. Cross-checking his realization by inferring from more knowledge that he can find. He is a great analytical thinker. He is a great intellectual. We learned this from Hanuman. He didn't jump to conclusions and then kiss his tail in happiness this time. No. He learns from his mistakes. After him, even that mistake is made for our nimitta only, okay? But after making that mistake for our nimitta, what does he do? Tells next time be careful. We tell our children, no, you make careless mistakes in maths exam, next time be careful. After you're careful, the next time in maths exam, what do? Check the answer again two times. This is what he is doing, checking the answer two times. How? By inferring more. So, tarkayamasa. Tam vishalakshim aninditam rajaputrim samikshya. Tam, her, Sita, vishalakshim, wide-eyed one. Aninditam, blameless one. The word anindita, from here almost everywhere you will find the word used for her. Blameless, blameless, blameless. Because many people in the previous kanda, right? In the Oh, today has been a long day and I forgot the name of the previous Kanda. Not the Kishkinda Kanda, the one before that, Aranyakanda. Aranyakanda, when she gets abducted at the end, many people blame Sita Mata. Why did she cross that Lakshmana Rekha? Okay, why did she ask for a golden deer? Why did she send Rama chasing for that golden deer? Why did she not believe in her Lord when he heard that when she heard the sound along with Lakshmana? Hey Sita, hey Lakshmana. When she heard that sound, why did she send Lakshmana after him? When Lakshmana drew the Lakshmana Rekha, why did she not stay inside? Why did she come outside to give alms to a bhikshu? What was going on in her mind? She is only a frail woman. She is only a person who doesn't have intelligence. Can we talk about Jagannatha like that? Will she do something so willfully foolish and stupid? Correct? That is why, to reiterate that she is blameless, Valmiki keeps telling Aninditam, Aninditam, Aninditam. Why? The whole thing, as Govind Raja says in his commentary, the whole thing is a Leela. Whose Leela? Sita's Leela. Only if she gets captured like a pawn will Rama come and destroy that horrible Ravana. Ravana's destruction is guaranteed by this act of hers. Instead of praising her as a great strategist, mastermind, what do we call her? Frail woman, fickle woman. So he said, Aninditam, blameless. She knows what she is doing. She is not to be blamed by anybody. So Aninditam, and this is there in Hanuman's mind. Not only in Valmiki's mind. This is there in Hanuman's mind. Sita Mata knows what she is doing. She is the mother. You know, when a mother does something which is not logical, it may not be logical to you, but she knows perfectly well what she is doing. Especially for small children, they'll say, you're not at all being logical. You're asking me to study maths in the holidays. You have to study maths in the holidays so that next academic year becomes easy for you. This is logical to you, but not to your child. This is just a very, very simple, silly example. But the universal mother, Jagannatha, knows exactly what everyone needs. So she is completely blameless. That's why the moment the word Anindita came, I thought we should go to Govind Raja commentary. Bhushanakara says the entire episode is a big Leela, a big enactment by Rama and Sita. So she is completely blameless in this, Anindita. Then Sita iti tattam Rajaputrim, that princess, Samikshya, having seen Upapatibihi Karanaihi. Upapadaha refers to the signs, the lakshanas, okay, with the signs that are visible. Karanaihi, with logical reasons. Sita iti. Okay, she is Sita. That way, Tarkayamasa, he inferred. Okay, so having seen her, he inferred through logic that she was indeed Sita. Okay, so now next shloka. Vaidehyayani changeshu Vaidehyayani changeshu Tadaramunvakirtayat Tadaramunvakirtayat Tanyabharanajalani Shakhashobhinyalakshayat Vaidehyayani changeshu Tadaramunvakirtayat Vaidehyayani changeshu Tadaramunvakirtayat Tanyabharanajalani Shakhashobhinyalakshayat Tanyabharanajalani Shakhashobhinyalakshayat. Together. Vaidehyayani changeshu Tadaramunvakirtayat Tanyabharanajalani Shakhashobhinyalakshayat. Okay. Tada. So here the word is alakshayat. We saw no upapadibihi tarkayamasa. With signs he inferred. So here the verb is alakshayat. The sign was spotted. What was the sign that was spotted by Hanuman? Tada. Then Ramaha. By Ramaha yani abharanajalani. Rama, yani, those which, abharana jalani, collection of ornaments, Vaidehyaha angeshu, on the limbs of Sita Mata, Anvakirtayat, whatever he had described. So then, whatever Rama had described as the ornaments remaining on Sita's limbs, because see, Sita Mata was wearing many ornaments. Some ornaments she threw, okay, when she was being abducted by Ravana, as a sign for Rama to find her. Those ornaments which she threw down were not there. So those which Rama knew were remaining on her form, okay, Tani Shakha Shobhini Alakshayat. Those Shakha Shobhini, adorning the branches, Alakshayat, adorning the branches. This has two meanings, Shakha Shobhini. The commentator Tirtha says that the word Shakha means limbs. So, were there on the limbs of Sita, direct meaning. But everyone else, whether it is Bhushanakara, whether it is Shiromanikara, whether it is Tilaka, Nagoji Bhatta Tilaka commentary, they all say that following the rules of a chaste lady, on account of her viraha from Rama, she felt that she was not competent or fit to wear the royal ornaments. So she took them off her form, and where were they? Adorning the branches of the trees nearby. Shakha Shobhini. Will we do like that? When we are wearing ornaments, if we take it out, we will carefully open the safe, keep it inside, lock it, hide the key. Whereas Sita Mata couldn't care less about the ornaments. Without Rama, ornaments are meaningless to her. So she took off the ornaments and started hanging them here and there. Whichever Rakshasi wants, they can take. But it is also a sign of the prosperity in Lanka that not one single Rakshasi was attracted to those ornaments to take it away for herself. Correct. They had enough and more of their own. So, but Sita Matas are not like Kali Yuga, not like modern, cities. So, carelessly, she had just let it drop on the Shakha. So, Shakha, Shobhini, Abharanani, Alakshayat. They were so visible. Okay. Now, next shloka. Sukritau karna vrishtau cha, Sukritau karna veshtau cha, Sukritau karna veshtau cha, Shvadanshtrau cha, Susanstitau, Shvadanshtrau cha, Susanstitau, Mani Vidruma Chitrani, Mani Vidruma Chitrani, Hasteshvabharanani cha, Hasteshvabharanani cha, Sukritau karnaveštau cha, Shvadanshtrau cha, Susanstitau, Sukritau karnaveštau cha, Shvadanshtrau cha, Susanstitau, Mani Vidruma Chitrani, Hasteshvabharanani cha, Mani Vidruma Chitrani, Hasteshvabharanani cha, Sukritau karnaveštau cha, Shvadamshtrau cha, Susanstitau, Mani Vidruma Chitrani, Hasteshvabharanani cha. What was lying here and there? Sukritau, very well made. Karna vrishtau. Karna means ear. Vrishta means that which covers. So ear ornaments. Susanstitau, well fitting. Shvadamshtrau cha. What is a shvadamshtra? If you once when I was jobless, I was sitting and analyzing what are all the ornaments. Okay. Then I found out Shvadamshtra is an ornament which is referred in Sahitya Shastra in olden days literature to flower-shaped ear ornaments. We say these ear cuffs, no, modern, we wear these ear cuffs, no, in the modern day. Okay, what are they? Basically next to the ear. This Shvadamshtra is not on the ear. It is taking support from the ear, but it is actually there in the Ganda Bhoga, this part, the cheek. Spurat Ganda Bhoga, that Bhoga. What we say, no, in Soundaralari, this part, Manmatha's bow. this part. So this is like a flower. So you can imagine a beautiful flower coming out of Sita Mata's ears, which is blooming. Okay, that is called as Shwadamshtra. Those kind of ornaments and all nobody makes anymore, but that was a kind of ornament that was hanging from a branch. Okay, Shwadamshtra. Apicha. Manividruma, Hasteshu Manividruma Chitrani. Hasteshu in her hands, Manividruma Chitrani, Abharanani cha. Okay, these are Hasteshu, but not to be taken as in her hands. They are meant for the hands. Manividruma Chitrani, colorful with pearls and corals. Abharanani, ornaments, her ear, her bangles, her armlets, and those other ornaments of the arms. Chirayuktatvad, by being used or by being untended for a long time. Shyamani, they had become black. Sanstanavanti cha. The ornaments were taken off from her form. But what was left? Sanstana was left. What does that mean? If you wear a ring for a long time and then you take it off, the ring leaves a mark on your finger. In the same way, her ornaments were so well made and so well placed on her form that after she removed it, even 8 months after she removed it, there were ornament marks on her form. Okay, so Sanstanavanti, those which had left marks on her form, those kind of ornaments were lying around as Shakha Shobhini, or if you take Tirtha, then were on her limbs. Okay, next shloka. Oh, next shloka. Say first line I've already told the meaning. Sorry, for the Anvaya I required that and I took out from there. Shyamani chirayuktatvat, Shyamani chirayuktatvat, Tatha sanstanavanti cha, Tatha sanstanavanti cha, Tanyaivaitani manyeham, Tanyaivaitani manyeham, Yani Ramonvakirtayat, Yani Ramonvakirtayat, Shyamani chirayuktatvat, Tatha sanstanavanti cha, Shyamani chirayuktatvat, Tatha sanstanavanti cha, Tanyevaitani manyeham, Yani Ramonvakirtayat, Tanyevaitani manyeham, Yani Ramonvakirtayat. Together. Shyamani chirayuktatvat, Tatha sanstanavanti cha, Tanyevaitani manyeham, Yani Ramonvakirtayat. I already told Shyamani chirayuktatvat, Tatha Shyamani sanstanavanti cha. I've already told the meaning. Shyamani, blackened, chirayuktatvat, due to long-term disuse, Tatha likewise sanstanavanti cha, leaving marks on her body. Tani eva yeta, Tani eva, Tani yani Ramaha anvakirtayat, Tani eva aham manye. So, yani, okay, those which Rama had mentioned as not being there, because whatever was left by Sita Mata after she threw it on the earth were there. So Rama inferred what was not there. So he said these ornaments are not there. So those ornaments which he said was not there, Anvakirtit, he described. See, Rama knows Sita in and out. So whatever be her ornament, however it appears, he knows her completely. So he was able to tell this ornament will look like this. So he will probably even will tell you how many grams one ornament is. That level of knowledge he had about Sita Mata's ornament. How many grams, what was the appearance, everything he would tell. So Tani eva anvakirtir, Tani eva hammanye. These only are those ornaments. I think so. So this is a compelling reason, right? So this is the Lakshana that he sees. The hanging ornaments are the first Lakshana that he takes to support his inference that this is Sita Mata. Okay, next shloka we will go to. Tatrayanyavahirani, Tatrayanyavahirani, Tanyaham nopalakshaye, Tanyaham nopalakshaye, Yanyasyanavahinani, Yanyasyanavahinani, Tani mani na samshayaha, तानीमानि न संशयः तत्र यान्यवहीनानि तान्यहं नोपलक्ष्ये तत्र यान्यवहीनानि तान्यहं नोपलक्ष्ये यान्यस्यानावहीनानि तानीमानि न संशयः यान्यस्यानावहीनानि तानीमानि न संशयः together तत्र यान्यवहीनानि तान्यहं नोपलक्ष्ये यान्यस्यानावहीनानि तानीमानि न संशयः. So here Hanuman proves his mettle as an analytical thinker, as a person who understands, deduces very well. What does Valmiki say here? Tatra yani avahinani. Tatra, there. Yani, that whichever is. Avahinani, whichever was dropped. Avahina means not there. So why is it not there? Because it was dropped by Sita Mata. So there, whatever was dropped by Sita Mata, Tani, those, Aham, I, Nopalakshaye, I do not see any sign of it anywhere. Whatever she has dropped, say I don't know exactly what she dropped. Say she dropped one big hara. I don't see a hara like that on her form. It's not like there's an identical hara or something similar. She's not even wearing one. So tatra na upalakshiye, I do not see it anywhere. Asyaha, hers, yani, those which, na avahinani, whichever was not dropped. Tani imani na samshaya, those are these only. Whatever was not dropped by her are these only. There is no doubt about it. So what does it show? Not only does Rama know how to describe whatever was there on Sita Mata's form, left after whatever she had dropped, Hanuman knew enough to say that this jewelry is of the same caliber, quality, make as whatever she has dropped. Okay, it's not like she has dropped all real gold jewelry and she's wearing fake jewelry here. Whatever jewelry is there is also the same make, same type. Okay, he is able to identify. So, Tani avahina, Tani mani na samshayaha. There is no doubt about this. Thus he infers. Okay, next shloka. Pītam kanakapattabham, Pītam kanakapattabham, Srastam tatvasanam shubham, Srastam tatvasanam shubham, Uttariyam nagasat. Uttariyam nagasaktam tadadrishtam plavangamaihi tadadrishtam plavangamaihi pītam kanakapattabham srastam tadvasanam shubham pītam kanakapattabham srastam tadvasanam shubham Uttariyam nagasaktam tadadrishtam plavangamaihi Uttariyam nagasaktam tadadrishtam plavangamaihi together Pītam kanakapattabham srastam tadvasanam shubham Uttariyam nagasaktam tadadrishtam plavangamaihi. Plavangamaihi drishtam. What did they see? Pītam, yellow. Kanakapattabham, shining like Abha refers to shine. Kanaka refers to gold. Patta refers to cloth. So shining like golden cloth. Shubham, Uttariyam, her auspicious upper garment. Where was it? Srastam nagasaktam, having slipped from her form. Srastam means slipped. Nagasaktam means what? It was found on a tree. Naga also refers to tree. So, found on the top of a tree. Tatvastram, her, that cloth, tadvasanam, that cloth, uttariya, tada, plavangamaihi drishtam, seen earlier by the monkeys. So in Kishkinda Kanda, we find a reference where after Sita Mata is lost, the monkeys also note the garment of hers which had fallen and got stuck onto the tree. Okay, so now he is matching. The Uttariya was earlier fallen. That Uttariya is not on her form. Remember, she is Ekavastradhara. She was wearing only one dress, one piece of cloth. That was told earlier also. She was only wearing clad in a single piece of cloth. Why? Because her Uttariya was lost. It had slipped from her form. So she had tied up her lower garment to cover her modesty from here to below her knees. Understood? So instead of wearing it like a skirt, she had worn it to cover her modesty. So without the Uttariya Vastra, only clad in Antariya Vastra, she was found. There is another commentator who says, who probably is right too, who says she did not take and tie it and all. Her inner cloth itself is a full-length garment. So her modesty was anyway preserved. She's a queen. She doesn't need to wear one blouse and one skirt. Her garment itself is so rich and splendid. It's like one big frock and one overcoat kinds. So it is fully covered and she was anyway fully covered. Her modesty was fully preserved. Okay, so next shloka. Bhushanani cha mukhyani drishtani dharani tale धृष्टानि धरणीतले अनयैवापविद्धानि स्वनवन्ति महान्ति च भूषणानि च मुख्यानि दृष्टानि धरणीतले भूषणानि च मुख्यानि दृष्टानि धरणीतले अनयैवापविद्धानि स्वनवन्ति महान्ति च अनयैवापविद्धानि स्वनवन्ति महान्ति च टुगेदर भूषणानि च मुख्यानि दृष्टानि धरणीतले अनयैवापविद्धानि स्वनवन्ति महान्ति च. Okay, anaya eva, by her only, dharanitale, on earth, apavidhani means fallen down, thrown down. Swanavanti mahanti mukhyani bhushanani. Swanavanti, those which have a making an excellent sound. Why? Only good ornaments made of good quality materials make excellent sounds. You buy this lightweight, silly ornaments from these fake jewelry shops. You try to shake it. Will you hear the golden sound? You will only hear one. You won't even hear anything worthwhile. If you want to hear the auspicious sound of that proper ornament, then it is gold. Original gold, right? And original pearls. So that is the auspicious sound that it is referring to. Mahanti Swanavanti, excellent noises, that it is made of excellent materials. Mukhyani, choicest bhushanani, ornaments. Chadrishtani. Okay, so by her only, the remaining ornaments that I saw on the earth must have been cast down. Because those ornaments also were jingling and making the noises that these ornaments are making. Okay, those ornaments were also the choicest kind, like these ornaments seem to be. So again, the same Lakshana continues. The ornaments which he had seen earlier on the tree is not, or as described by Rama, remaining on her form are there. Those on the tree are not there. First logic. Second, the second piece of Uttariya is missing. Only Antariya is present. So through these two Lakshanas, he feels he's very close to identifying her as Sita Mata. This must be Sita Mata. Indeed, he thinks. Okay, next shloka. Idam chiragrihitatvat vasanam klishtavattaram tathapi noonam tadvarnam tatha shrimat yathetarat idam chiragrihitatvat vasanam klishtavattaram. Idam chiragrihitatvat vasanam klishtavattaram. Tathapi nunam tadvarnam तथा श्रीमद्यथेतरत् तथापि नूनं तद्वर्णं तथा श्रीमद्यथेतरत् together idam chiragrihitatvat vasanam klishtavattaram तथापि नूनं तद्वर्णं तथा श्रीमद्यथेतरत्. Okay. Idam vasanam, this cloth. Okay. Chiragrihitatvat, because of being used for a long time. Klishtavattaram. Klishta means difficulty. Klishtavat, one with difficulty. Taram means exceedingly difficult. In the case of a garment, what is exceeding difficult? If you wear a dress for a long time, how will it appear? Worn, crumpled, sad looking, dirty. That is the meaning of Klishtavattaram. Okay. Tathapi. Then also, Noonam Tadvarnam. Definitely its color. Itarat yatha tatha. Is same as what was the color of the Uttariya. The color is matching, he's saying. Understood? The Antariya color and the Uttariya color are matching. Although the color of the Antariya is now faded due to long use. Tatha Srimat api. So same way, it is also very shining. Even though the cloth has been worn for a long time and is looking very used and dirty, it is still the same quality of the cloth and the same color. So now he's done a color matching and a quality matching of the dress and infers that this is Sita Mata. Okay, so that continues. Now next shloka. Iyam kanakavardangi. Iyam, Harika ji, any Pathaveda?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
The last shloka, last word, second line, last word. Can you please repeat, ma'am? I'm
Tatha
not getting
Srimat Yathetarat.
Yes. Srimat
Tatha
Yathe.
Srimat Yatha Itarat. Itarat means like another. Yatha, like, similar. So Yatha Itarat Yathetarat.
Yathe Tarat. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Srimat Yathetarat means what? Sri in the case of cloth here refers to quality of cloth. Okay. This word
Yes.
Shri, no? Yeah, this word Shri, no? Tavaparne karne japanayena paishunye chakitaha niliyante to ye niyata manimesha shakarikaha iyam cha Shri baddachada putakavatam kuvalayam jahati pratyushe nishija vikhataya pravishati. Remember, no, Saundaralahari, what does Shri mean there? Beauty. Shri means Aishwarya, Shri means beauty, Shri means Kirti. Here Shri also refers to cloth's quality. Okay, so we must understand that Hanuman uses, because it is all, like Radhaji very correctly said, the very evocative point today, it's resounding with me continuously. Who is this Shri? Sita Mata only, no. It is her
Yes, ma'am.
cloth is also Shri, her form is also Shri, her appearance is Shri, whatever be the Pankha Malila, like how a lotus which is untouched by the dust and the dirt of the pond in which it thrives, in the same way Sita Mata is Shri personified. So that is why everywhere Shri is used by Valmiki liberally. Right. Okay. So next shloka. Iyam kanakavarnangi. Iyam kanakavarnangi. Ramasya mahishi priya. Ramasya mahishi priya. Pranashtapi sati yasya. Pranashtapi sati yasya. Manaso na pranashyati. Manaso na pranashyati. Iyam kanakavarnangi. Ramasya mahishi priya. Iyam kanakavarnangi. Ramasya mahishi priya. Pranashtapi sati yasya. Manaso na pranashyati. Pranashtapi sati yasya. Manaso na pranashyati. Together. Iyam kanakavarnangi. Ramasya mahishi priya. Pranashtapi sati yasya. Manaso na pranashyati. Kanakavarnangi yam Ramasya priya mahishi sati Ya pranashtapi asya manasah na pranashyati. Okay, Kanakavarnangi, one who is of golden form, golden complexioned lady, Iyam, this lady. Ramasya Priya, one who is beloved to Rama. She is his Mahishi, his empress. Mahishi Sati, she is the chaste empress of Rama. Ya, one who, pranashtapi, even if lost to him, asya manasaha, of his mind, na pranashyati, she does not get lost. Even though she may be physically lost to him, in her mind, in his mind, she is never lost. She is always there. He is always with her. Same way we are finding, no, Rameno parodha Chintya. So because of the sad dukkhena, because of that sadness of being separated physically from Rama, Sita is still after a year showing so many physical signs of sorrow and separation from Lord Rama. Her mind is constantly dwelling on Lord Rama. Same way, even though lost to him, Rama's mind has not lost her. Rama's mind continues to hold on to her, continues to hold on to his Mahishi, his counterpart, his queen. Okay. Let's close here because the next few shlokas are about Rama. So we will see that in the next class. What I will do is I'll try to figure out how to stop the recording. And before that, one point we have to mention. Same as in Saundara Lahari Shloka 1. Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yedi Bhavati Eva Shakta Pravitum. Unless Rama is with Sita, Rama is now no longer Paramatma. She is his Shakti. Without Mahalakshmi, there is no Mahavishnu. Correct? They are inseparable. The Tattvam is both of them together. She is only his Shakti, which is why even though physically the Shakti may be absent, it's being recorded. Even though physically, ask your doubt.
How come Perumal was still Perumal? Even though Lakshmi Devi went to
that is what happens. Okay, Samarth's doubt. Even though Lakshmi Devi decided to leave Mahavishnu after Brigu kicked him, and what did she do? Went to Kolhapur, led him on a golden, long chase, right? And then until she finally appeared as Padmavati Devi, reunited. And all the times we find many Puranic stories of Mahavishnu being separated from Mahalakshmi. Sita Mata Rama, right? Same way, Mahalakshmi from Mahavishnu also, there are many instances. How come Mahavishnu is able to survive? That is because in both their minds, only each other are present. This will come in a later shloka also. Without Shakti, Shiva is not there. Same way, without his Shakti, Vishnu is not there. Mahalakshmi, Vina, there is no Vishnu. Correct? So Vishnu is with Sri only. In fact, she is the first. She is the one who leads us to Mahavishnu. In the Vaishnava Guru Sampradaya, who comes? It is always Mahavishnu, Mahalakshmi, and then the Acharya Parampara. Mahalakshmi is the one who takes the child or the Jivatma to Mahavishnu and says, he is a sinner. You may not look at him, but please look at him and kindly cast your compassionate glance for my sake. She is the one who goes and argues. Okay, so for us also, she is very important. Just like mother is center of the family. Mother is important to the father also. Mother is important to the children also. Why is mother important to the father? Without mother, no work will happen in the house. We all know. If the mother leaves the house, house will be one mess. Correct? Why is mother important to the children? Because the one who leads them on the right track is the mother, right? So Sita Mata is inseparably, irretrievably. There is no way in which you can change it. She is fixed in Rama's mind. That is what is brought out. Next, beautiful shlokas are on Rama's mental state and things like that, which we will see in the next session.